Hello, you beautiful spitwads out there. I hope you're enjoying the holiday. I know we are with our families. We're celebrating. We're enjoying, look, probably having a little barbecue. Jason's probably floating in a pool somewhere. But in the meantime, you can enjoy a Spit Hit episode from the archives. And guess what? It's probably pretty funny. So enjoy.
What happens when three buffoons give life advice, explore unrealistic situations, and give random topics more thought than they probably deserve? It's the Spitballers Podcast with Andy, Mike, and Jason.
Skinnamarink-a-dink-unka-dinky-doo. Yes, sir. I love you.
I liked it a lot. Not a complete original, but
No, that was great.
that's how innovation works.
The
Mike.
best artists
are,
borrow.
are thieves.
I tried to play that card, and you guys called me a plagiarist.
Please
Well,
keep
no,
your- please keep it down.
You're confusing plagiarism with inspiration.
Welcome into the Spitballers.
Mine goes ding, 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 diggy, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding.
Mike Wright, Jason Moore, Andy Holloway, Al Borland here, Judge Giamatti in the house, I think. I think he's here.
Yeah.
Welcome into this. Yeah. Welcome into the Spitballers, episode 192. Would you rather? That's a great question. And we are beginning I don't know if we've ever done two drafts in a row where it's a part one and a part two.
I'm going to say we haven't.
Yeah, there you go.
We've done enough shows where I've forgotten all of them.
We have.
Oh, man.
I
was wrong real quick.
We have, but we did not know at the time. I believe it was
We didn't
either
plan it.
Yeah, it was, and it might have been also music related.
That makes sense.
I think it was television theme songs.
Oh, okay. Well,
or sitcoms. I can't recall, but we've done it before.
catch this. We're going to do movie themes.
Way different
today. But we were getting into the lists and starting to think about this draft. And, well, there's a lot.
It's not fair.
And it's
to
emotional.
only draft 12. Because if you're drafting the 12 best, your 12 favorite, let's not call them best, your
Right.
12 favorite,
Movie themes.
movie themes, soundtrack scores, what have you, then what you're really doing is insulting about 50 to 60 other incredible movie themes.
So that's what we're doing today. You can find us, spitballerspod.com, support the show. If you do that, if you become an official Spitwad supporter, you get to contribute all of your ideas, and we will take them. We'll be inspired by them. We won't thieve them,
No. I read
as they say.
I read all the names of every Patreon supporter every morning. I wake up, I just read through the names, and
Do
I just,
you?
Yeah,
And you bless them?
I just think about you. It's usually toilet time, and I just read the names. And so, thank you for your support.
So somebody's name's getting read when
I mean, someone
when the
Mid,
plop
yeah.
happens.
Right.
All right, let's get it going.
Would you rather?
AP Scott from Patreon says, would you rather sit next to someone on a plane who cannot control their extremely potent gas or someone that has to use their barf bag?
Oh man.
Well, this is, extremely potent. This
Right.
isn't just potent gas. This is extremely potent.
I also think that the issue here is usually when someone uses their barf bag, that's more of like a one and done versus if this is a 3-hour flight,
Right.
You're not just barfing for 3 hours like that. You didn't get on the plane if you've got the flu.
So do you want the worst smell for a short time or a pretty bad smell for a long time?
Well, it's not just the smell, right? You're
Yeah.
talking sound,
Yep.
smell, visual. There's no visual on a fart, I hope. That's called a problem.
Yeah, that's totally different. Are you a sympathetic puker? I am a sympathetic puker.
I'm pretty
And that's the problem. That's why I can't go with that one.
I am pretty solid. I do have a story related to this for the
boy.
the barf bag, and not the proudest moment of my life.
Oh no.
Was this you?
No, it was not me. I was not the barfer. But I was on an airplane with my wife and my father. My wife was very pregnant at the time. And we were flying back, and we get on the plane, and we had some smoothies or something, and it was not
This
sitting.
isn't going well.
It was not sitting right.
What color were the smoothies?
That part I don't remember. Probably
red.
green. Yeah.
Okay, go on.
We said a different color. But Yeah, and it was like you could the energy of like you could definitely read the aura of like, oh, we got a ticking time bomb situation. Just please not on the plane. And like if you've listened to this show for any length of time, like I have anxiety. I specifically like flight anxiety is the first thing I do in an airplane. Sit down, crank on the AC, and I make sure that the barf bag is there. I've never had to use it, but it's like
a peace of mind.
Yeah,
thing.
it's a security blanket. I have to know that it's there.
That's what I do with the airbag in my car. I make sure it's installed correctly every time I get in.
But anyway, so we get to that time and
barf time.
Yeah, and my wife is scrambling, and my father, who was kind enough to give me the anxiety, who he also has. We just start. I mean, full backs to my wife.
Oh yes!
Like we are pretending that this is not happening. So my wife was like, I mean, it's like seven months pregnant.
Man.
It's just barfing, and we're like,
I don't know this lady.
Hand in front of the eyes, back turned, like
Your dad too?
Oh yeah, we could not.
Where was she sitting? In the middle?
Yeah.
Oh, we getting shut down from both sides.
We could not handle what was happening right next to us. We had to pretend that it was not going on. So
you didn't want a waterfall effect here,
right?
You didn't want this to spread.
Yeah, it was. Thank you,
it's a domino barf.
It was
Right.
for the best, but yeah, not my proudest moment as a husband,
and not hers either. Really?
No. Yeah.
So you have already sat next to someone on a plane,
yes,
who had to use the barf bag.
So ignoring them is the strat.
Yes,
and you were able to succeed. You were able.
I
to...
was.
Okay.
Yeah,
he had a bunch of gas right after though.
You gotta plug ears. La 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 la. It's not happening.
Smelling someone's fart on a plane is the worst. So, I mean, it is, especially when it's
bad.
When it's not a one and done. When it's like every 5-10 minutes,
it's coming in like the tide.
Yeah, like, exactly. It's coming in. Okay, I got a reprieve. Oh, here it is again. And you always are wondering, who is it? Who is it?
Yes,
you are. You're looking around. Is it that dude? You're always blaming the dudes.
You're worried
because
that
it's a dude.
someone's going to think it's you.
Oh, for sure. If I can smell it.
Well,
look,
definitely didn't fart recently.
I'm the big guy, right? Like everyone is blaming
Wait, do you
me.
get typecast?
Oh, I'm sure.
Big dudes got big farts.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, we just flew recently. I've never farted more on a plane in my life. I mean, ever.
Was it bad? Did you smell it?
Oh, I would if it had smelled, I would have shut it down. I don't do smelly farts
How are you
around other
gonna
people.
blame me like I'm the one farting on the plane? Okay, so I was farting on the plane.
Yeah, it's called typecasting. I get it. You're probably right, but I will
big
never.
guys, big farts.
Look, I get one opportunity for a fart. You get one.
Right.
If it stinks,
Okay.
I don't care how
Yeah.
bad it hurts. You're locking that up. I'm not doing that to others. Now I know I can't fall asleep because you know what's going to happen.
Oh, you worry about that,
Oh,
don't
I
you?
very much worry
Sleep
about that.
farts.
But I was so happy because it was clean. It was pure. we were fine. I farted every 30 seconds for 3.5 hours, and I'm talking like I don't know where it was coming from. It was incredible work my body was doing, but nobody knew. Nobody knew. My
Tons
kids
of
were,
root beer floats right before the flight.
Yeah. So, getting back to the question.
Now wait, real quick. We know Al Borland. He's got some sinus issues, right? Like he can't necessarily smell right all the time.
Mm-hmm.
If you become that person someday in your life,
Then I won't even test it.
you will. That's what I was going to ask
because
you.
it's not fair ever to make
But you-
someone else smell your.
I mean,
stinky
you will
farts.
never smell it at that point.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean,
And if it never smells to you, then
It's like a tree falling in the forest.
no one will ever blame you because you will never react.
Ooh.
I
Don't
think-
pass the lie detector test.
I don't
Yes.
think many people react to their own farts in public. Whoa! See what I did?
Oh, good God.
My bad. I think I would rather be around someone who pukes and gets it. I would fully turn the back, Mike. I mean,
Now?
Thank you.
now, not necessarily on my wife, but
You'd be surprised when the action starts happening.
My wife wouldn't blame me because she knows that I'd be so on the edge myself. But I'm going to throw this out there. You said you'd rather have it be over with. That's presuming something. You're not baking in the fact that
it could happen again.
And even if it doesn't, you always are waiting for the moment when
Yeah.
it could. There's an anxiety, a barf anxiety.
The second
true.
you see those people just
Move a little?
slightly,
Yeah.
oh.
Or maybe they think they're done, and then they take the snacks that the stewardess offers.
Oh, I'd slap.
and
their
then you're
hand.
like, no, don't you do that.
yeah, absolutely not. No peanuts for you.
Take the shrimp cocktail.
Yeah, but I think I would take the barfer over the farter
Okay.
because if it's potent gas and I know I'm smelling someone's innards for hours, no, not acceptable.
Kevin from the website, would you rather have everything in your life be hot or cold? It applies to everything.
Ooh.
Food, showers, weather. So you're living you've gone to a new planet, right? And this planet, it's all hot or it's all cold.
Interesting.
So there's some great cold things and some great hot things, and you don't get.
You usually don't like to cross it. Like, do you want a real hot meal while it's hot?
What?
Yeah, I mean,
Do you want a cold smoothie when you're already cold?
No, that's true. That's true. If you're cold, you're not looking for ice
Yeah,
cream.
you're looking for the opposite.
Andy is, but
Yeah.
we are not looking for ice cream when we're cold.
Right.
You're looking for a hot chocolate.
It'll warm me right up.
Yeah.
Looking for a hot chocolate. There are certain things that, like weather. I'm a cold over hot. I hate being hot. I hate it. It's pretty much half of my life is just hating the heat.
Mhm.
And
Stop wearing polos.
sure, I'll go shirtless. Thank you. Great idea.
Start wearing polos.
Have you ever considered like
Tank life.
the shirtless overalls?
Ooh, I have not. I don't.
And only them?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try that tomorrow. Maybe I'll come in tomorrow with some shirtless overalls
And I guess
and see
maybe
how it works.
the denim might be hot. Someone's got to make like a nice, like
That'd be a nip warning.
a nice cloth, like a seersucker overalls.
Like some corduroy overalls. is what
those
we're
would be
saying.
hot too.
Yeah, maybe I'll just do like
Linen. You need a linen.
maybe the wrestling
Cotton
outfit is
breed.
basically
A
that.
singlet?
Yeah, that's basically overall shape, right?
A little tight.
Yes, it is.
What were we talking about?
I don't
the
know.
hot or cold.
Yeah.
I know you don't like being hot, right?
I hate it.
But you're not cold to the point of uncomfortable very often either here in Arizona. So when you've been cold to the point of discomfort, right, is that discomfort greater or worse than the heat?
It is way better than the discomfort of heat because when I am freezing, uncomfortable, like I have been too cold before and didn't like it. One, you can
1996.
you can bundle up a little bit. That's fine. I'm not going to do that, but you could. But here's the big problem.
Because you might get too hot.
It's
then.
all about sweating for me. I don't when I'm cold, I am uncomfortable and that's it. When I am hot, I am uncomfortable and I'm
and you're
sweating.
wet. You're wet.
And so that's the deal breaker for me. So I think I would go cold. I'd have to give up my steaks, give up my warm showers, which love me a warm shower.
Your shower time would reduce.
That is true. But I don't mind. I
Would
genuinely
you take a
don't mind.
30, 45-minute cold shower?
No,
Oh,
I wouldn't.
gosh.
But I don't mind cold showers. I think we've brought this up in the past. I can do a cold shower.
But I thought that was when you were hot.
Oh, definitely when I'm hot. But even neutral, wake up in the morning, I can take.
There's
a
no
cold shower.
neutral. It's cold.
That's okay. So I'm
You're
already
waking
cold,
up cold.
and then you take a cold
I'm
shower.
taking hot everything.
I mean, I feel like if you have to be one or the other, it is probably hot.
Yeah, that's my final answer.
Goodness gracious.
because of the water. Well, like if it's hot,
Well, if it's hot, I mean, you're drinking hot water.
That's not refreshing.
No,
but
it is definitely not.
I'll take cold because I hate hot. I refuse to be on team hot. That would be like going against who I am.
Yeah,
Also,
you're definitely not hot.
We live in Arizona, which is already going against who I am.
Okay. All right. Time for another one?
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Okay. All right, Phil from Patreon, would you rather have to climb through the window every time you go in and out of your house or climb through the window every time you go in and out of your car?
Oh man,
This is easy.
is it?
Oh, it's so easy. One of these I can do.
I was going to say, he's not picking car, Mike. That's the answer.
I mean,
I want to watch it. I really do.
here's the thing. I can easily climb in through a car window head first.
Yeah.
But then you got a problem when you're inside. You're inside your car head first. You got to do a full somersault
I was
inside.
going to ask you, if you're going in head first, would you prefer to go in passenger side?
Ooh, genius.
And get across that way, but you got to cross your midline.
Yeah, I think you
as they call it in the car.
Or do you go?
It's my car's equator. I have surpassed it.
You mean your center console? No. That's my midline. Please.
I couldn't think of the word console at all, so I went with midline.
Yes, I would cross the car's midline. I do think, because if I go in head first, I think a somersault is the best way out versus some kind of 180.
You're not pulling off a somersault
I
in the
can
car.
somersault.
No.
Well, not in a car. It would be much
know.
more difficult.
I know you can somersault, but in a car, there's the room is not there.
I think I could do it.
No
I
way.
really do. I really
Today?
do. I think we'll find out.
Yeah, so the house, though.
Windows are larger.
Right.
Yeah, but they could be higher up.
They're
There's
higher
a climbing.
And if you see someone jump through a car window, you go, oh, that person's door doesn't work.
True.
You see someone jumping through a window of a house, that person is burglaring that house.
But it's my neighbors who see me. They don't think I'm burglaring my own house. They just go, that dude's an idiot.
I can recognize like one or two of my neighbors. Not everyone knows their neighbors.
Well, that's a you problem, Mike.
Or
a you solution, depending on you.
I was about to say, this was strategic, and he's accomplished his
Yeah,
goals.
I've done tremendous work in my neighborhood by not knowing anyone. But not everyone's going to know who you are. You will, if you always have to go in through the window of your house, in your lifetime, you will have the police called on you at least once.
Even by a passerby.
Yes. That will happen.
So
you
could systematize the window thing. Maybe it's more elegant. Like out in public, there's more embarrassment, I think, to be had with the car.
Yes,
because you're just seeing more random people. At least someone in your neighborhood can get used to you going in and out. You can, it's my house. You can eventually let everybody know what's going on.
And imagine seeing a larger man in a wrestling singlet.
Right.
Climbing in a house window. You're not calling the police on that one? I am.
No, I would call the
police. Even if I knew
you.
you.
I would call the police on myself. I'd say, I'm breaking into my house. Come find me. Wrestle me if you can. The problem with the car as well is, you don't ever, you're rushing a lot of times. Like, I'm trying to get out the door.
Sure.
My kids, I got to go to school. We're running up against the clock. It's like, I'm like running out the door. I don't want to have to like do a speed crawl through the window. I got to take my time on that. If I have to, and what if there's a passenger in the car already?
Well,
they need to get out
beyond the midline, or before?
Yeah, no, beyond the midline. They're in the passenger seat.
Can you go feet? Could you do the feet first? If you gave it a real
no.
What if you hooked up one of those cargo bars on the top of your car and you used that to jump up and go feet first?
Yeah, you would have to do that. Because I just realized, fellas, July trying to climb in the window of a car in Arizona.
Oh, you're gonna burn yourself.
You have to touch at least something metal at some point, and that part of your body is now fried.
You don't do just like a running dive, through the window.
Yeah, it's an option.
Tiger roll.
Yeah,
just jumping in.
Yeah, I will be climbing in and getting the police call.
You probably have to do that.
All right, Nikki from YouTube. Would you rather be able to see perfect within a 3-foot radius and everything beyond is blurry? Or would you rather have everything blurry within 3 feet and see perfectly beyond? So this is nearsighted, farsighted, but no correction.
Yeah, but into the extreme.
Yeah, so you're
not reading a book.
You will never read a book. Well, you will if you can do it from 4 feet away.
I read all my books via audio though, so this is okay.
Have we talked about that on this show of what do you actually call that? If we have, whatever.
Oh,
we're bringing it up again.
Okay, go for it.
So the way
Are you reading?
The way that I view it is you're not reading, but you have read. If it's past tense and you could say oh, I've read that book. If it's a book that
don't you feel a little bit shameful when
yes,
inside, not outside. You don't tell them, but you're like, I have read that. Yeah,
I don't feel shameful saying that. I feel shameful getting called out on it.
Oh,
I say, I've read that, and they're like,
I feel a little shameful inside, like I took a shortcut. Like it was not the real. I read the Cliff Notes is how I feel.
Is there a better way? Oh, I've consumed that book.
Ugh, not that.
I think the reality is you just say, "Oh, I listened to that book."
Oh,
Right? Yeah, but
that's
then-
That
embarrassing.
sounds like
But that
such a
sounds
loser.
dumb.
Yeah.
Which is, it's not really a problem because when we listen, we're driving. And I hope you're not reading while you're driving.
Okay.
That's my preference for the drivers out there.
I always tell people, I said, yeah, I've read that book.
You audio read it?
I've
Yeah.
already read that book. I like it. You just
Yeah,
drop
you just
out the
drop
audio.
audio. Read that book.
Okay.
So what's the official Spitballers stance? You do say...
I think you have to say that I've always in my time, I've never made the point of clarifying to somebody else that I didn't physically read it.
Right. But if you are currently in the middle of the book and that's what you're listening to right
I'm
now,
reading?
you're listening to it.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to that
Okay.
right now. You haven't
Agreed.
You haven't crossed the finish line of the book to be able to say I've read that. But if you've listened to it in its entirety, then
You've
you
read
can say
it?
I've read it.
All right, back to
Okay, okay.
back to your blurry life here. My initial reaction, I don't know what your guys' was that I have to take the one where I can't see within 3 feet.
You have to.
But
You can't drive. You can't.
But if it's pure blurry within 3 feet, I mean, you're not on your laptop. You're not on your computer.
You're not... How do you... You're going to have to hook
You
up your
might not
computer
be
to a
able to-
television, I guess.
I mean, you're basically blind within 3 feet. I think that's almost a better way to think about this
Yeah.
question is blind within 3 feet or blind beyond 3 feet. And, you know, you can drive if you have the one where you can see beyond 3 feet.
Sort of.
Yeah, sort of.
I mean...
You could drive.
You're not,
3
you're,
feet's
you
within
can drive,
your
but you
car.
can't change the radio station.
Right.
Can't check your mirrors either.
Yeah, if it's within 3 feet... I
Oh,
mean,
I'm going to get some of those extenders.
like, how long is...
4 foot mirror away from you.
Yeah, like the ones on the big rigs.
like, the front of a car is...
More than 3 feet away.
Right, so that means you cannot see past the hood of your car.
No,
Oh,
we're
I'm
saying, yeah,
I'm saying we do the one where you can see farther, because
Right.
then you can still drive.
yes. If you can see past
Okay.
3 feet,
Okay,
then you
okay,
can
yeah,
drive.
yeah, okay,
You just
I'm
can't,
here.
see the person in your vehicle. But
Or the bugs on your windshield. I don't know.
yeah, I feel like you can, either way you're going to find workarounds for life. But like Mike said, like laptop, computer, you can hook it up to a screen that is, a
I said
projector.
hook it up to a TV.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so I'm just saying there are ways around that. You can't read, you can listen to a book. I can't think of ways around if you can't see distance past 3 feet. I don't know how to overcome that
So-
in any way.
So at what amount of feet do you flip? Not 3 feet. Is it 5 feet? Is it 10 feet? Like if everything's 10 feet blur, everything within 10 feet is blurry.
Yeah, I think that's
You
the
can't
line.
have conversations with people like face to face. Could you just back up a little bit? I need to speak to you for a moment.
Yeah, I think 10 feet is the line because
All right.
either way, then you're not driving.
Okay. All right. All right, let's move on. Hey, Spitwads, I want to tell you about one of my favorite products, genuinely, something I have used with my family and my kids for, gosh, it's got to be almost 10 years at this point. We're talking about the Hatch. If you are not waking up refreshed because you are the parent of a young child, well, that's normal. That goes hand in hand. But with the Hatch, restful nights for the entire family can be your new reality. The new and improved second-generation Hatch Rest makes sleep better and more magical for your entire family. It's an all-in-one Hatch Rest, a sleep device that is super smart. It's got a sound machine, a nightlight. It grows with your kids. My daughter has used hers for, well, let's see, she's 8 now. So 8 years we've used the Hatch Rest, and we absolutely love it. And you know what it's like. Babies, they love the continuous sounds of white noise, lullabies. It helps soothe them to sleep. It keeps them asleep. It's something they can expect in their bedtime routine. So right now, Hatch is offering our listeners up to 15% off your purchase of a Hatch Rest and free shipping at hatch.co/ballers. So if you're ready for improved sleep for your kids and yourself, go to hatch.co/ballers to get up to 15% off and free shipping. That's hatch.co/ballers.
That's a great question.
All right, let's go to Karen from Twitter. If a vampire bites a zombie, does the zombie become a vampire, or does the vampire become a zombie?
Ooh. Well, the vampire cannot become a zombie.
Well, here's
Wouldn't the zombie have to bite the vampire for that to happen?
Exactly.
But we got to break
I
it
mean,
down. though.
Mike knows more about this
Well,
domain.
that's what I'm thinking about. Of like the reason you turn into the zombie when the zombie bites you is because you get the infection.
The virus.
The virus has passed through the saliva or whatever, and we've seen in some zombie canon, like if you get the zombie blood in your mouth or in your eyes,
It's a good
you
point.
change as well. So if a vampire bites a zombie, the zombie will turn into a vampire. That's the rules. But the vampire will also turn into a zombie because the vampire will have ingested the virus.
Can I ask you some questions as an authority?
Yes.
I know you're an authority on this.
Yes.
Does something have to be alive to receive the vampire treatment?
That's a good question.
Because it's not a living organism anymore.
Is a vampire...
And are you getting blood out of a zombie? I mean, is this even
Yes.
worth it for the vampire?
Yeah, it's coagulated,
okay.
but the blood is still in there.
Is it still good? Does it taste nice?
It's probably bad, like
It's like
expired.
bad blood.
It's like expired milk.
Okay.
But the question for the vampire is a vampire alive or dead? Because a vampire is also immortal.
Well, both vampires and zombies are considered undead.
Vampires are
Vampires-
I'm not
yeah.
a vampire person, so
Yeah.
I need some help here.
Both vampires and zombies are the undead.
Okay,
So,
but a vampire is immortal.
uh,
An immortal undead.
it really
What is dead can
I
never
think it
die.
depends on the can.
But you can kill a vampire by
Yes.
piercing its heart,
You can also
which
kill
is pumping, right? But a zombie, is its heart pumping?
no,
See? I
no.
mean, there's
Internal organs have shut off.
So in terms of distributing the poison from the vampire, it's not really pumping it through the body.
Yeah, that's a good
Are
point. I
zombies
don't.
resistant to vampires?
I think zombies are resistant to vampires. I see what you're saying
Yeah,
because
it's coagulated. It's not spreading.
I don't think they
How
can
do you-
become
Does a
vampire.
vampire is a vampire a virus?
No, a vampire is not a virus. Wait a minute.
That's what. So
Because
whenever
because they suck
it's a
the
po-
blood
it's-
out of you.
they drain the blood.
They drain the
But
blood.
clearly they're putting something in if they're converting you.
I think that
Is it a
Is this like
Is it a poison?
when you get your kidneys washed?
what?
I couldn't-
like a dialysis?
dialysis. I couldn't think of the word.
You get your kidneys washed. They take them out, they give them a rub down, put them back in.
Ironically, I got to where
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
thinking.
Incredible.
I think that a vampire draining you of the blood is what allows you to.
How do you become a vampire?
You get
your blood
bit, and then-
drained
yeah.
by the vampire? But I don't
Yeah,
think
but that's
can
an
happen.
outward. That's an outward process. What's going in?
Well,
Something has to
nothing.
go in to convert you.
So do vampires not have blood?
vampires have blood.
yeah, they do.
They have extra blood.
Yeah.
But to turn into a vampire, I have had my blood taken away from me.
Yes, but
And
just,
But
now
then
I'm
you're
a
going to go
vampire.
drink more.
just a little bit of it.
But so okay, a baby vampire,
No-
like a brand
no
new
blood.
vampire, they have no blood,
Clearly no blood.
and that's why they need to go bite more people
because they need blood.
because they're hungry.
That's right.
Babies don't have enough blood.
But I don't think you can actually suck blood out of a zombie because the heart's not pumping.
I think you could try, but it's not.
You're
it's
going to get a little bit. You're going to get whatever was in the neck, and that's not enough.
no, and it's gross.
You
It's
can.
like sour blood.
I mean, it just depends on the suction power.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to suck blood from the toes through the neck. That's
So
just-
wait, does the zombie become a vampire? We think no. Does the vampire become a zombie? I
Yes.
think no.
No, I think it's neutral.
I think nothing happens.
because-
I think this is an exercise. They should just walk away.
Because a vampire, because the zombie's already dead.
Yeah, and the zombie didn't bite them.
So
No, I'm fine with
the virus still goes, but you're saying that a virus can't affect a vampire because it's already an undead.
right.
So these two should just be friends.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah, that's settled.
they really should team up.
Hold hands.
Except zombies aren't intelligent, so
Well,
They can't.
none of them.
I'll
are.
get those ones.
None of them
Get
are.
those out of my
Eduardo
face.
from the website. What is the age threshold for someone to be considered to have died of old age?
80.
Which
Oh,
is
80?
It's a great.
You had an immediate
Well,
answer.
No, I mean, look, you said 80, right?
Yeah.
But if I tell you what do you? Let me rephrase this. Do you take issue when you hear that my uncle died at 79 of old age?
Well, yeah, because 80
'Cause
is
he's
the
not
threshold, right?
So then, do you not believe me?
I
Do you say what was it really? Is that what you say?
right, exactly, because I don't think
Tell the truth.
I don't.
I know you're grieving right now, but
Right.
don't be a liar.
What was it really?
Tell the truth.
Yeah. Your Gramps lied to you. That's all I'm trying to tell you here.
I think what happens is nobody dies of old age. Okay?
Correct.
There is an
Right.
age when people accept all the ailments as normal. And that age is when they're all thrown into a lump of old age. It's like you get cancer at 96, old age.
Right.
You have heart failure at 98, old age. Because you're supposed to have those things at that age.
So basically, if after 80 you die of anything that's not an accident,
yes.
you have died of old age.
Yes.
I think that's actually true.
Although, would you say, I mean,
Bear
Grandpa-
attack. Old age.
well, no,
Well, that's an accident.
That's an accident. But if you
What?
have a heart attack at 81,
That's not an accident for the bear.
listen, if you had a heart attack at 81, do you want people telling their friends he died of old age or he died of a heart attack? What do you want them to say about you?
Of old age, for sure.
Really? You prefer that?
Yeah, because old age implies peacefully.
Yeah.
See, to me,
It
it
implies
implies
in
you
your
gave
sleep.
up.
Oh.
Really? Dying of old
Whereas,
age?
like, a heart attack's like, it got him.
Oh, see, I was saying heart attack, weak heart.
Yeah. What,
Really?
Yeah,
I think you ate
absolutely.
well.
No, you ate poorly, depending on perspective. But
Yeah.
no, I do. I think that if you die of old age, that means that you died in your sleep.
Ooh,
Yes.
which is the
Okay,
preferred.
Yeah.
I'm going to be trying to die in my sleep, by the way,
So
when I'm
just-
at a certain age. Naps all the time.
Just nonstop NyQuil?
And I'm going to be – I'm the kind of overthinker who I will be – every time I lay down for a nap of over the age of 80,
Here we go.
I'm going to be wanting to know – I'm going to ask one question. Is this where I want to be found?
So every nap you just like lay out your will right next to you?
Yes, and I make sure I'm wearing something that is presentable.
Oh.
Yeah, you're not going
Not
a
a-
la mode at 80.
No, I'm not going to be found in no like
Oh, come on.
pair of overalls only at 80.
I mean, that's like the final troll.
Yeah, I was gonna say when I'm 80, I might be only sleeping a la mode. Someone's gonna find me. They're gonna find me like this.
Is your son,
Somebody out there wondering how we use a la mode in this way.
your son has
With
to find
ice
you,
cream.
has to find you gone was tragic. And then but you hit him with one last good joke.
I don't know, man.
I think at that age, it's probably a bad joke.
Yeah, but I mean it's good for me.
So, Mike,
Right.
do you agree with the 80 threshold, or do you think someone can die of old age
I
above
think-
75?
I think 80 is probably there.
Yeah.
And-
that does make sense to me.
And I'm on board with it. It has to be in your sleep.
Do
But it could be
will it change over time? Like, do we hope?
Yes, it's
Do we
pushes-
hope that it's 85 by the time we die?
No. We hope that it's 100. We hope that age is pushed way back by the time we get there.
They better improve some things because I feel like once you hit 100, you're just waiting.
Yeah, I mean, you're just already dead. You're like
Take
a
me-
vampire.
Well, and the
You're
way
an undead.
the way that we eat, we're not making it to 100. We gotta change. We gotta change some things about ourselves.
Is it just me, or are these vampire movies, nobody's ever eaten the elderly? Like, is that bad blood?
Well,
Because
I-
you don't have a bunch of elderly vampires.
I think because you have some, but
You
you're-
do?
when you're a vampire.
Hit the nursing home. It's easy prey.
But when you're a vampire, you're creating a lineage.
Are you?
Yes, because now
so you don't want the old.
now everyone you have converted, they are under your family
Like
tree.
a coaching tree in the
Yes,
NFL?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
The 80-year-old vampire is such an
That's
embarrassment.
it's an embarrassment.
He can't
too.
even catch up to anyone.
But they're immortal at that age.
Yeah, which is a nightmare. I
Oh,
mean, that's
no.
a real. That's
Why'd
why
you do this?
they're
My
not,
hips.
They're not doing that to the elderly out of respect.
Oh.
They're like, I don't want you to have to live through this forever.
So those elderly above 80 that got vampired, they're seeking zombies to hopefully eat
Yes.
them, to hopefully eat them and make them.
yeah, or just for best friends. They
They're
don't
also
have many.
just juggling wood stakes.
So wait, if a vampire's
JIC.
if a vampire's immortal, which
Yes.
is what you're saying,
Yes.
that doesn't mean that they can't be eaten by a zombie entirely, like all of them.
Correct.
They can be consumed.
Now, oh man, now you got me deep diving. So, can a vampire? Because the wooden stake
Yeah.
is how you kill a
Sayonara.
vampire. But can you like cut a vampire's arm off?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
And-
absolutely.
and it doesn't grow back.
No.
I don't think it does.
No.
But a cut heals faster?
I don't know.
And we
Oh,
know the
man,
sunlight.
I've
the sunlight's not very.
and the sunlight turns them into ash or into
Right.
stone. Oh, so many vampire
Garlic.
questions.
Garlic is a
Garlic-
problem.
Garlic's more like allergies for them.
Yeah,
Right.
It gives them the sneezies.
I wonder if they have like a Zyrtec for garlic.
like a Claritin for vampires?
Yeah.
Well, these are all very important questions. Okay, I think we settled on that. One more of these, and then we'll get into the draft. Sam the Mam from Patreon says, where does a thought go when it's forgotten?
Oh, goodness gracious. Where
This is above my pay grade.
Where does a thought go when it is forgotten? Whoa.
can a thought truly be forgotten?
Oh, yeah.
It can?
What? Sorry.
Because it's there somewhere, right?
But
If
is
you've
it?
had a thought that you never, ever think of again, it has officially been forgotten. Now, does that mean it can't be officially forgotten until you pass? Because you could think of it again, and if you ever think of it again, then it was never
That's-
forgotten.
No, but isn't it a fresh thought?
Well,
Not if you remember that I had this thought earlier.
But isn't that deja vu?
Yeah, but that's me. That's what I'm saying. Can a thought really ever go
I'm
away?
thinking of my brain in this sense that, like, there's one active thought that can be happening at one
Active,
moment.
Sure. But
And then if it's out of the active part of the brain, is it a forgotten thought, or was it just all? I mean, aren't all thoughts always there then? Even
Yes.
ones that you haven't forgotten, aren't they all there before you think of them?
I think the reality here is some of these.
That's a good question.
Some of these thoughts, deep. Some of these thoughts are never recorded. It's not that they are forgotten. Once recorded, they can't be forgotten. But you can have a thought, and then it's not important enough to ever put in your your hard
Long-term
drive.
storage?
Yeah.
But it's, I mean, if you think it, you thought it.
Well said. Well said.
I don't know if we can get to the bottom of this one.
It's a very, yeah. No, this is, like you said, this is above our pay grade.
But who, if not us, then who?
That's
I mean-
also that's another great question.
Educated
Right.
people.
I
Sorry, not a real answer.
So where thoughts go when they are forgotten, is there a place
In your brain?
or
It's like where Bing Bong lives.
Exactly.
In Inside Out.
exactly?
There's a dump.
You've had the times when you're like, oh, I just had a thought, and then you do recall it.
Yeah,
So
because
where was it?
is where Bing Bong was.
In the movie. That's
Yeah.
Thank you.
Which is a very sad place.
That's
Yeah,
from
you don't-
Inside Out.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't want your thoughts
So
there.
we answered it, and we got there through a Pixar movie.
Yeah, they handled
Where
it.
Bing Bong lives was an actual. They finally figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
That was sad.
Oh yeah, let's not talk about that anymore.
I don't think that movie theme's gonna make it. All right, let's
It's really good though.
get into the draft.
The Spitballers Draft.
All right, we are drafting the best movie themes. This is part one of 2 drafts because there are too many incredible movie themes. Now, I want to be honest with the spitwads out there. I really wanted to be able to put all of these movie themes into today's show, as in actually play them for you.
Sure,
But we've sought legal counsel,
the man.
and the man says that could be a questionable decision. So we're going to be drafting them, and if possible, we might hum them. But
In
if-
unison and in harmony.
Correct. But if we don't know how to do that, we may not. And you may have to look them up.
Jason, you taking the alto?
Oh, yeah, sure, I can do that. I mean, I'm more of a baritone, but
All right, I'll jump on the soprano.
Great. You know I can't. You know I can't pull off alto. All right. So, Mike, you have the very first pick.
Which I am delighted to have it.
Okay.
Because I think that there is a clear 101.
Really?
interesting.
I do. Yeah, I mean, look, we know, if you're listening to this and you know about movie themes, you realize that we will be drafting John Williams music nonstop. And because he just cranks out certified bangers all the time. But one soundtrack there, I mean, what do I get all the songs or whatever?
It's really the main. You're supposed to think of the main theme of the
Okay.
movie, and then if you want stuff coming with it, whatever.
Okay. I'm going with Star Wars.
Okay. That is, I get it. That's what I wondered if that would be
Yes.
the 101.
Yeah, I mean, from the opening sequence when they hit you with the
Dun, dun,
yeah,
dun,
this,
dun, 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 dun.
the stinger that goes, so that comes along, and then I'm also just sneaking in, oh,
Oh, you're just grabbing some more movies?
That's Star Wars, baby.
All right.
Which, oh my goodness. Yeah. See?
Yeah, you're welcome. See, we couldn't play it, but we got you.
Wait, that wasn't the recording?
No, it was. But for the lawyers, I have to say it wasn't.
All the lawyers.
Yes,
okay,
baby.
so when you built it up like that, I thought there was like maybe a dark horse that you were going with.
Oh,
but
nope.
But Star
Chalk.
Wars, chalk. That's fine. No, that's where you should. I mean,
Yes.
Star Wars is it's known everywhere. A lot of this is about iconic. A lot of this is about does it come up in everyday life as a way to almost add a soundtrack to a moment because it's so iconic.
Right, 100%. And
That song that you just did
yeah,
from Star Wars, we do that constantly during foosball matches.
Yes.
mm-hmm.
Because it makes everything epic.
So I'm trying to pick one that I can recall easily because that means means it is iconic. It's a memory that has not been forgotten. And to
Unfortunately.
me, and unfortunately, I have forgotten all music.
On your first pick.
No.
Okay. Oh, you're going back to the future.
I'm going back to the future because I know there's no chance Andy would
0%.
let it get back to me. And it is probably the one that I can recall the most. I mean, it's just so classic. It's clear. I mean,
Yes.
Andy right behind you is a hoverboard and a dock.
Andy is very upset
Yeah,
with
he
you.
loves Back to the Future, but we all do.
Yes,
It's great.
It is a great theme song. I just slotted that into Andy's first pick.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
would
did I.
never let that happen.
Wow, that shocks me. That's where you went. Well,
That was fully intentional so that you didn't get it.
Oh, 100%.
all right. Well, fine. I'll fight fire with fire here.
Oh, no! No, you're not going to do that to me.
Of course I will.
No, come on, man.
Of course I will.
Wait.
You don't get it.
Aw, don't do it.
But I'll make it my second pick.
Yeah.
To try to.
To disrespect
yes.
it.
I will go. There's so many. I will go with Okay.
Oh, you're going with the long intro? That's
I'm
not-
going.
That's
I'm
not
going
even
Jurassic Park.
It's not the main motif.
I'm going Jurassic Park for my first pick. It might not be everybody's,
Oh,
but it's just infinite. It's my favorite theme of a movie ever.
It's a fantastic theme, and like the
Yes,
like the reprieval when like after all, I mean it's already been played in the movie, but like after all the insane dinosaur trademarked, no one can own that dinosaur, like it's happening, the T-Rex is eating everybody, and it's night and it's raining, and then everything is cleared and the sun is out, and then that like majestic melody is playing. I mean, it's perfection.
It is. And so then, yeah, Braveheart. I'm taking Braveheart. You could have just played nice and left me with Back to the Future.
That's not fair.
But I'm taking Braveheart because, come on, that music is unbelievable.
So as we were going in the office, we're all trying to gather up our lists and our picks, and it really was a tale of like, oh, that one too, and you're adding them on. And Jason was somehow reminded of Braveheart. He wasn't immediately on his list, and he like pulls it up. And I can see this man on the verge of just a complete breakdown.
Just crying immediately.
Because it's such an emotional song. It's fantastic.
I hear that music, and I'm
Freedom!
in Scotland, and my heart is breaking for you, William.
Yeah. Well, it's breaking for yourself now.
Well, can you
Look, the good news is he doesn't care anymore.
Can we recall it? Can we recall Braveheart? That's too much. That was too much. Dang, that's good. All right.
Yeah.
So
I'm out.
I gotta play the game here.
Yeah, because Mike's coming with 2 picks here, and he's the music man.
Yeah, he is. Man, there's a classic, like one of the best of all times, and then there's one that is just, it's so good and it's so old, and it's something that you don't think about until you hear it, and then you're like, oh man, that's unbelievable. And I know it's on your list because you told me it was on your list.
Oh, how did you know?
So I think I'm going to take it, but now with all this other music, I can't recall.
I'll find it.
All right.
Maybe.
I'm taking the OG Superman. Yes!
Yes. Oh, my gosh. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Oh,
You said you're a baritone.
I lied.
yeah. I went up. I
I'm
was
going soprano.
I was trying to give you some trumpets, and you're like,
Oh,
yeah, me too.
Man.
Man, that
That was
music-
my backup pick in case you had taken what I was going to take. But
Okay.
the Superman, the original Superman,
Yes.
and the new one, which whatever if you want to take that, I think the new one is Zimmer. The new one is great too, but the old classic John Williams, that is superhero music.
I couldn't believe that was John Williams. Like
Yeah.
I would never have guessed that John Williams did
He has
Superman
been
in 1978.
alive for a long time.
Yeah.
We need to get that man immortal.
Yes,
Can we get a
yes.
vampire
Yeah.
stat?
Let's clone him, get him a son immediately, raise him up before he dies so he can teach him some music.
All right, fantastic.
2 picks for Mike.
Well, my 102 has returned to me, and
Not surprised.
what's interesting about this movie series is, in my heart, I always believe it's one of my favorites of all time, and then you go back and you're like, well, 2 of them are actually not that great.
I know.
Oh,
Yeah, 100%.
Yep, 100%.
And there's been a 4th, and we pretend that one doesn't exist.
Oh,
There's
it
only
doesn't.
3.
Yeah.
But the last,
music is unbelievable.
But the music is so good that you think that all the movies are fantastic. And the iconic, so I will be taking Indiana Jones, which is, my 102 has returned to me. I got to make sure I'm marking what has been taken. All right. So Star Wars, Indiana Jones, we're off
Golly, powerhouse top
we're off
2.
to a very good start.
Now, can we recall Indiana Jones here? Oh, yeah, John. Yes, I love
Yeah.
you, Mikey.
And like the way that Superman is, that's a superhero song. Indiana Jones, that is adventure. Like you you fire that up and you are immediately like, oh, I'm out there. I'm looking for a dig
you're
site.
an archaeologist. I mean,
yes, which
I'm afraid of snakes.
which apparently is not nearly as fun as Indiana Jones' life.
Oh, that's what I actually wanted to be growing up.
I wanted to be Indiana Jones, and then you find out being an archaeologist is
Boring. Dusty.
Where's the booby traps?
All right. Oh, man. This is where a little bit of where the game comes in for me, because I have a lot that and this one will never make it back. So I will take the Harry Potter.
Come on, you guys are jerks.
Taking Harry Potter. Wow.
Harry Potter and Braveheart.
Yes. And that is magic music, ladies and gentlemen.
That is.
It is.
You've got to be the starter on all of these humming for us.
It's like when you hit that real dissonant note, and there's just like, because it's a regular melody until that point, and you're like, oh, there's something not quite right in this Harry Potter land.
Man, that was my next pick.
Oh, I know it was.
And Braveheart was my previous pick. Man. Look, let me just say this. This one isn't about me versus you guys. Love your guys' picks.
We're just respecting the music.
We're just
right now.
respecting the music. That's
we
what
did
we're here
leave
to
you
do.
with the Free Willy theme.
Oh, well, in that case, I might use my 4th pick on that. But I'm going to go with one of the best of all time. This was actually, even though Harry Potter, I was going to take that next. My last time I was on the clock, I wasn't thinking of Harry Potter yet, which I love more. But the music for Forrest Gump is as classic and made it.
With the piano theme?
Yeah. Let's.
Oh, yes. As I'm doing the trumpet sound.
Well, can you make a piano sound easily?
No.
Yeah. So
I'm
keep
very good at
trumpeting away.
trumpets. All right, so you're taking Forrest Gump.
I could give you wah guitar.
Oh, let's have it. Thank you.
We get 2 shows of this. It's amazing. All right, I have to take my final 2 picks.
You don't have to.
I'm going to go with Jaws.
Okay.
I'm taking Jaws.
Okay. Jaws, I was so torn on
It's
what
a
to
different type of song.
Oh, keep
Yes,
going. I had you.
Oh, sorry.
I had your back.
So everybody knows Jaws.
Yes, that's.
I didn't have it on my list because
It's so tough because it's an iconic. That song is horror. You know, something really terrible is going to happen, but it's like
2 notes.
But it does go into a much bigger
It definitely
production.
does. But it's on my list. I wasn't sure where it should fit into this draft.
All right.
But apparently Andy's third pick is the answer.
Yeah, that's where he's going to go. And this one's really tough because I have the knowledge that there's another draft coming.
Yes.
And I think that I can take this my real true number 4 in the other draft.
Ooh. That's some ultimate risk.
So I think I'm going to go James Bond.
Oh.
Wow.
I think I'm going to go James Bond for my final pick because not only is it just like an iconic.
Wow.
But,
The walk guitar's better.
no, give me the trumpets, please. Thank you. Much better. I think James Bond, I mean, it spans multiple movies, but they kind of iterate on it and they build it out.
Each movie has their own, like, song, but the James Bond song.
The theme.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's got a couple different motifs. It's fantastic.
Spreads to video games. So
that's where I'll end our first draft.
Okay.
that's good. That's good. You got a fighter. I'm going to take a fighter as well.
Are you?
Yeah.
Going-
Oh, you're
going
going
Rocky.
now. Okay.
I'm going with the Rocky theme music. I mean, you got a movie that was like, came out of nowhere.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That one actually has lyrics to it.
Yeah, I've got a couple on my list here that are like more song, like just
Yeah, it happens.
They might have been on the radio even.
Right.
But yeah, I'll take the Rocky theme song for the win. Not for the win, because Mike's team is unbeatable.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. How do we...
But for second, maybe.
Doubtful. Braveheart says what?
You let that get away from you. Yeah. You fool.
All right. With my last pick here, this theme song is interesting because there are, well, now I guess now there's multiple movies, but the original came out in the 80s, so it's like it's really 80s out. And then this was one of those movies where the sequel actually surpassed the original by a wide margin.
Tell me you're taking it.
Oh, and you fire this one up with the drums.
Oh, goodness. Yes.
Oh, Terminator 2.
Yeah, and not many theme songs can you
that song's so
fully
good.
recall when you just hear the rhythm.
Uh-huh.
You just hear a
that
percussion
song's
rhythm.
so good.
Oh, it's so good.
Dang, that song is a sneaky fourth pick.
I wasn't sure if I should save that for the
I
next
know,
one
I know.
around, but yeah, I'll complete it with Terminator.
So Mike has a pedestrian group of 4 picks here: Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Harry Potter, and Terminator.
For how good Terminator is really, it's not carrying its weight.
Is that the same? I mean, I don't remember the first movie, so is that the same theme in
Yes.
both? Okay,
It is, but
it's not
like,
just Terminator 2.
But like in T2, it's orchestrated.
Gotcha.
But the first one, because it's 80s,
It is in there.
it's all synth out.
Yeah.
Which I mean,
It's like
I
Ninja
love.
Turtles,
Yeah, like-
Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah, like synth music, I love it, but they really took it to a new place in T2.
And Jason went with Back to the Future instead of Braveheart.
Mm-hmm.
Superman, Forrest Gump, and Rocky. I have Jurassic Park, Braveheart, Jaws, and James Bond. And we have so many disrespected picks that will be coming
You can
on our next show.
I would say comment if you're on the YouTube. Comment on what songs were missed out.
Yeah. And then we'll hit the...
Don't worry.
There is a lot. Yeah, no doubt about it.
What did we learn today?
Well, this one's easy. I finally understand that it is not, in fact, a midline. It is a center console.
I learned that no matter how important your wife is, you turn your back on her in her pregnancy while she throws up.
And I've learned that I have a lot to learn about vampires, because I still don't know if we got to the bottom of that vampire zombie
I think we did
question.
a great job, Mike.
Oh, we did a great job, but we just scratched the surface.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to need a 5-part episode.
Start a thesis.
Thanks for listening. Back next Monday.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to the Spitballers podcast. To see what other nonsense the guys are up to, check out SpitballersPod.com.